I told them about seeing and smelling my old man dead and smeared all over with blood and shit and whipped cream. All that stink and sugar. And they just looked at me and looked at me. The barbers and the old guys chewing tobacco. And nobody laughed. And standing in that same barber shop all these years later, I say, knock, knock. The barbers stopped cutting hair. The old goobers stopped chewing on their chewing tobacco. I say, knock, knock. And nobody takes a breath. And it's like I'm standing in a room filled with dead men. And I tell them, death is there. Don't you people never read Emily Dickerson? You never heard of Jean-Paul Stewart? I wiggle my eyebrows and I tap the ash from my invisible cigar and I say, who's there? I say, I don't know who's there. I can't even play the violin. What I do know is that I've got a brain filled with jokes that I can't ever forget, like a tumor the size of a grapefruit inside of my skull. And I know that eventually even dog shit turns white and stops stinking. But I had this permanent head filled with crap that I've been trained my whole life to think is really funny. And for the first time since I was a little stooge, standing in that barber shop, saying fag and cunt and nigger and saying kike, I figure out that I wasn't telling a joke. I was the joke. I mean, I finally get it. Understand me. A bona fide gold-plated joke is like a Michelob served ice cold with a Mickey fin by somebody smiling so nice that you won't never know how bad you've been fucked. And a punchline is called a punchline for a very good reason. Because punchlines, they're a sugar-coated fist with whipped cream hiding the brass knuckles that socks you right in the kisser, hitting you, pow! Right in your face, and saying, I am smarter than you, and I am bigger than you, and I call the shots here, buddy boy. And standing in that same old Saturday morning barber shop, I scream, knock, knock. I demand, knock, knock. And finally, one old barbershop codger, he says in barely a tobacco whisper, so soft that you can hardly hear him, he asks, who's there? And I wait for a beat, just for the tension. My old man, he taught me that timing is crucial, timing is everything, until finally, I smile so nice, and I say, radio. That was not bad.